Hey folks, so trying out the IceGiant for the first time. Um, give you my thoughts on it before we do some benchmarks with the i7-3700k. It's loud. Um, Takes a little while longer to assemble than most any other CPU cooler. Why is that? Those 4 screws per fan that you've got to put on, they definitely slow you down. Now, just sitting here, these temps on the i7 are lower than any of the CPU coolers I've had on it. And we have tried uh, all of the big Noctuas and the Thermalright Frost Commander 140 that's like a D15, Noctua D15. So you can see some of these temps dropping 22. It is a little noisy, like I said. Eventually I'll do a full review of this thing. We are not undervolting at all. I do have power limits set to max, so if I knew what the hell the defaults were and I dropped back, this temp would probably drop down a little bit more, right? So let's go ahead and run this and see, what's it going to do. And just so you guys can see, oops, system information. There's the i7-13700k. And looks like I haven't overclocked my RAM, but we've got 32 gigs of what will be 3600 megahertz RAM. In the MSI Pro Z690A DDR4 motherboard, the only Z690 that's been reliable for me as far as being able to actually use Intel's XTU. All the other ones have had nothing but problems. Does have Windows 11 on it. Well, not that that makes a difference, right? Everybody's like, oh, you need to use Windows 11, Windows 10. Well, you run the benchmarks, you don't see any difference. And I think even Steve did a video on it. So we're down to 21 degrees, folks, for a moment. Did you see that? In a little while, if this thing keeps up, it's going to be freezing cold in here, right? All right, let's go ahead and run this benchmark. XTU is kind of a joke, but at least it's a good starting point. So we should see a max processor frequency well over 5 gigahertz. And temps are 87. Okay. So not that this thing is worth the amount of money I spent on it, but that temperature is significantly less than what the Noctua D15 was. All right, time for Cinebench. Which one is this? R20. And I don't know if I have hardware info 64 on this one. Let's see. Yep, there it is. We'll give you guys those values. I may just run this twice, folks, so that you can see up here and then the VRM. Okay, this one doesn't have VRMs on it. Or it doesn't have labeled as VRM. All right, so let me check the temp. I'm going to clear this. Now, obviously having this open is not going to help the situation. So there is our best score with the i7. I think that was overclocked. And you should see the temp shoot up. Wow. 96, 97. That's disappointing, folks. Uh-oh. Core thermal throttling. So this thing, even though, wow, okay, it just broke the i7-13700k record that I had, but it thermal throttled. That's disappointing. There's no sense really in running the Cinebench R23, but we'll do it anyways. Now I've got to let this thing get it to cool down a little bit. Just so you guys can see it. Okay, so one of these fans is set really high, which you would have thought would have helped it out. So if you saw my installation, I didn't set these on the same header, which would have synced them. I've got one fan blowing way more than the other. All right, we'll go ahead and run this. This will take a while. So I have yet to break 30,000. You know, I'm awfully darn close, right? All right, so there's that. And we're already thermal limit throttling. So this is kind of frustrating, folks. You spend all this money on this CPU cooler, and it is no better than the Noctua. Noctua will do this same thing all day long. Well, I'm going to mute the mic. I'll check back in about 10 minutes. All right, folks, you could just hear the CPU fans slowing down, and I knew it was time for this to be over. Well, that was a crap ton of thermal limit throttling, folks. So I was looking online to see what other people had said, and at least one comparison had the Noctua D15 better than this here IceGiant. So I would potentially say that they're pretty much the same. Slight difference there in the score. Well, basically thermal limit throttling on both of them. Kind of hard to say that there's really much difference. Now, as far as noise goes, this thing was way louder than my D15. But I don't know. Maybe we'll do some more testing with it. It's I think it's met its match with this i7-13700k as far as benchmarks go. But now, as we go back to Intel XTU, you know, it's already back down to 25 degrees Celsius. On its way back to 22 at some point. So if I were to play some gaming, why not do some gaming, right? Let's close some stuff here. This should have some pretty good numbers with gaming. And I hate to torture you guys with FortNite, but let's just do FortNite. I'll pause this, wait till the game gets loaded up, and let you guys see what's going on. All right, folks. So here we are, gaming away. So those CPU temps are amazing, right? And if it wasn't for benchmarking, you would think you had found the best CPU cooler ever. Yeah, why? Oh, quick exit. First player in the match to be eliminated. Thanks for letting me know that. That usually makes me want to find that person. Getting back to what I was saying though. Yeah, the temps are pretty amazing. I can't think of a game that I've played where I've had temps get this low. And we haven't even undervolted this thing. That would be the next step. $33. Can it get any cooler? So, you know, from this aspect, you figure this thing is come on. Somebody shoot me. I don't know where they're at. Oh, it's these stupid things. So the temp is goes high, goes low, but for the most part it's staying pretty low. But yeah, getting back to what I was saying. So the Noctua, I've never seen it this cool in a game. Ugh. All right, well that's gonna do it, folks, for this video. I'll try to do a better one in the future, but just wanted to give you guys an initial look at the IceGiant.